I love all Michigan sports. Like I love what I'm looking at. I'm like, yeah, we won the national championship in football. Like we won the Big Ten in basketball last year. Like I just love going to all the other sports and being like, Michigan's so good. Like how many Big Ten titles? And I'm like, yeah, and we're one of them. Our goals are the same as usual. Getting the indoors, trying to win indoors. Like my freshman year, we made the finals. Now it's time to win it. Then again, Big Ten championships, and then back to the Final Four. Like that's the new standard. We made history last year, but like it's not history anymore.
Welcome to Hail to Her, Piper Charney.
I'm excited to be here.
An All-American tennis player. It's your junior year. Let's talk about what brought you to the world of tennis.
I honestly have just been playing for as long as I can remember. I think our parents started me and my sister when we were young, and she was kind of good, and I wanted to be her, so I just played because she played. We just kept going.
So growing up, playing with your sister now plays at USC. She's a senior, correct?
Yeah.
So what was that like? What was that dynamic like growing up with another sister like that?
Competitive, for sure. We're 2.5 years apart in age, so for a while we were just so far apart in age that like there was very little overlap because age groups in tennis would be like 12 and unders, 14 and unders, 16 and unders. So for a while we were average and it was just like play your age group. It got to a point where all of a sudden it was like, oh, we're kind of playing the same tournaments. Like, what if we played or not? We got to a point where we switched coaches from playing with a big group of kids to a much smaller pool where we would have to train together a lot. It's definitely interesting to play points against each other when you're like both going through recruiting, but it's amazing. Like, I wouldn't have it any other way than us both playing.
So how did it fuel you? Did you feel like you were ever competing for the same spots, or was there ever some sort of like arguments or things like that? What was that like?
Oh, we've never played a full match against each other. We would probably kill each other. My coach is like, it might happen this year when we play USC. I'm like, it will not happen when we play USC this year. I think it would be much more calm now, but my freshman year, her sophomore year would have been like World War III. Like everyone was like, hide, do not come. My parents were like, we will not show up to the match. I was like, you shouldn't. Yes, many arguments have occurred. It was very competitive. I mean, of course, supportive. Like first person to text me after a good match. First person like I'm excited for when she does well, but definitely competitive.
Yeah, I love that. And I feel like that totally probably helped you become successful because you're like, I'm competing so hard against someone I love. So like, how can I translate that to someone I don't?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's just so different looking back now because I'm like, it's so amazing, like what we've both done and the fact that we've had each other and done this. But God, if you asked me when I was 15, I would have been like, I hate it. I can't believe we play the same sport. This is horrible. She's better than me. Like, I can't deal.
That's awesome. So your transition to college tennis, what brought you to Michigan? You're from South Carolina originally. So tell me what brought you to Michigan.
It's like my favorite thing to talk about. So I went through recruiting and I had no idea really what I wanted. Like the top schools in the country at the time, I was like, that would be amazing to go to like Stanford or UNC, but I didn't really know anything. So I went through recruiting and sort of heard from who I heard from. Some schools that like people would say were like hard to hear from. But I heard from Michigan right away. And I was at a big tournament and Reese Miller, who's now my teammate, and another one of our friends who goes to Princeton, were like, we're taking a visit this state of Michigan. And I was like, I've heard Michigan is an amazing place. Like, it's a really good school. I hate the cold, but I get 5 visits. I'm not going to use them all. Like, I'll come. So I came on the visit. It was my first visit and I was blown away. Like, I loved everything about it. I went in the big house. I thought the SPC was the coolest thing I've ever seen. I thought the site was amazing. The team was good at the time, like top 15. But I was like, I don't know. I don't know much about it. I don't know really any of the girls because there was a lot of Midwest girls and I was from the South, like you said. But I really liked Ronnie and she really liked me. And I was like, okay, that's really important. So I went on the rest of my visits and I was like, I don't know, like I'm probably not going to go to Michigan. Like it's too cold. But all of a sudden, like I went to these other places and I was like, this isn't as nice. I was
You're
like,
just comparing everything
to Michigan. And I was so confused. I was like, I did not think this is how it would be. And all of a sudden it was like, that's where I want to go. And so I came back in January to make sure I could deal with the cold. And I was walking around with my dad and Reese, and I remember we were at lunch at Cafe Zola, and I was like, I'm going to school here. I was like, I'm 100% going to school here. And my dad was like, really? And I was like, yep. And so I called the other coaches, and I was like, I'm not, before I even committed, I called the other coaches and was like, I'm not coming. Yeah. And then I sat with Ronnie. I brought Reese to the meeting, and I was like, I'm coming to school here. Yeah. And
that's awesome.
Perfect place. But like, Ronnie was a big factor, the girls, the academics, but also like, there was a big balance between academics and athletics. Like some of the other schools I talked to, I was just like, if you can't prioritize your bigger sports, you're not going to care how your women's tennis team is doing. And like, I care how your women's tennis team is doing. So like, that was important.
Yeah. I think it's so interesting too, because every Michigan alum or Michigan student athlete currently, or even student, like, lists the same reasons why they choose to come to Michigan. Like, it really is a no-brainer. And I think it's so interesting that you're like, okay, I'm just not even gonna like, I hadn't even committed yet. And you're like, I can't go anywhere else, you know?
It was literally insane. Like everywhere I went, I would see Michigan stuff. I would be like, go blue, go blue. I was like, I don't even go to school there yet. And the amount of selfies I had on my phone being like, go blue. And I was like, I don't actually go here yet. Or like, I would see Ronnie and I would talk to her like she was like my friend. And I was like, I'm not even committed yet. Yeah. But it was just like, immediately I felt a connection to the place. And I was like,
that's awesome. So you've done so well so far in your career. I mean, it's your third year and you have a lot to go for this season. But I was talking to one of our strength coaches the other day in the weight room, and they came up to me and they're like, you have to have Piper Charney on your podcast. And I'm like, tell me why. And they're like, she has such a cool approach to competition. And tennis is such a different sport compared to lacrosse or a sport with a bunch of different players on the team. So tell me how you prepare for your competitions that they were speaking of.
So we have 2 seasons. We have an individual season and a team season. So I do less of my own thing in the team season just because we kind of all go through a warm up, go change, get ready for the doubles point. But sort of when I'm preparing just for my own individual match, if I'm not feeling great, night before, watch an old match where I felt good or like found a good win, watch it, remind myself like, I've gone through tough situations, because watching, I just remember it like gives me confidence in myself. And then day of the match, we always eat 3 hours before. I always bring extra food that I like specifically because I like to have certain things on the day of. And then if I'm really nervous in the locker room before, I'll sometimes put on my headphones and go really quiet. Or if I'm like not super nervous, I'll be like running around. Later we get in season, always get there extra early to Norma Tech before the matches just in case. And then depending on match days, I'll braid my hair if it's a big one or I'll slick it back. So I always do all those things when I'm getting ready.
So it's not really like this same routine. It's really just knowing how you're feeling and going accordingly.
Yeah. So like with being an individual sport, at least my experience is it's 1,000% all confidence. So like if we're in April and I've won 3 matches in a row, like I'm feeling great going into a match, I'm probably preparing a little bit less intensely because I'm like, I've got this. Like I've been doing it. Like I just need to go out and trust myself. If I lose a match the day before and we're playing again the next day, like I'm probably taking it a little bit more seriously because I'm like, you need to go out and like trust yourself. But like I know it's going to be harder. So my preparation will differ just based on how I know I'm feeling confidence wise.
So how has your preparation changed? How does it look now compared to when you were a freshman or even a sophomore? Has it changed or where did you gain all of these skills?
I mean, it's all just about, I would honestly say like the confidence and the growth. Like when I was a freshman, I had 3 amazing upperclassmen. I mean, I would just watch what they did, especially like I took a lot from Kari. I just felt like we were pretty similar in like how high strung we were when it came to tennis and the way we were on court. So, I mean, we kind of try to make it more of a team sport, so we don't do a ton of individual preparation. Like, we'll listen to music in the locker room, we'll all talk. We have a team meeting, which always helps if I'm feeling nervous, like I tell the girls. But I guess it's changed just in like knowing myself more. Like freshman year, things would be sort of more up and down, and maybe I wouldn't start a match great. But last year, I could definitely be like, okay, I know I'm not feeling great, so I know I need to do extra to prepare.
So what are your mental like vibes for individual versus playing in doubles? Like, what does that look like?
So my thing with individual is just like, I'm not going off this court with a loss unless like there's absolutely nothing I can do. And like, I died on this court. Like, you're not beating me just because like you're playing well. Like, there's no chance. I will take 4 hours. I will stay here all day. I will do literally anything. Doubles is much quicker. It is a 6-game set. The pace is faster. People are like flying around. So it's definitely different. Our coach is big on energy for doubles. So really prioritizing that, and then just like trying to work with my partner, like keep them good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what does that communication look like when you're talking to the person you're playing doubles with? Like, are you trying to get them fired up? Like, what does that communication look like?
Yeah, so I played last year with one of our freshmen the whole year, and we really got into a rhythm in like late March, April. And so we would sort of just remind each other, like, let's be brave, like, let's go for it. And then if things weren't working, we'd be like, okay, let's take a second. Let's go to the back fence. Let's talk. Okay, we're not playing great at the net. Let's just go both back. We can make a ton of the balls. We're going to outwork them. I was like, that's what we're going to do. And we're just going to figure it out. So we would kind of take our singles mindsets, because we were both sort of more singles players, and we would start applying it to doubles. And we were like, no matter what, like, this is for the team. Like, it doesn't matter if we're not feeling comfortable. And then we'd be like, and let's help our teammates. So like, if we're not working, like, once you start cheering for your teammate and making it more about the team, that definitely helps us in doubles.
So how do they decide? Like, do you decide who your partners are? Maybe like, how does that work?
We'll play a bunch in the fall. So like, they'll look at it in the matches, and then in practice, they'll just see what matchups they think will work based on energy, based on game styles, and sort of like figure it out. Like, it was tough for us last year. We had 2 freshmen playing in the lineup. So it's like, okay, you can't have the freshmen playing together. They don't really know like what's going on yet. But then our freshman year, Reese and I played together, which was 2 freshmen. So it's just like that happened to work. But like, that was a shot in the dark. Like, it was like, can you really trust 2 freshmen together? You never know.
Yeah. So what has been the biggest change, or what really took off your performance from when you got to college into how you've become now?
Competing. Ronnie has literally changed my mindset when it comes to competing, and like just refusing to roll over. Like, it's just not going to happen. And like, if my A game's not working, then my B game, then my C game, and like, it's going down the list. Yeah. And it's just like finding a way. And it's honestly gotten me out of so many tough spots. And I don't even know what she's done, but freshman year, fall semester, she just kept saying, you're trying, you're not competing. And I was like, I do not understand what you mean. And then it clicked one day, and it's just like, I know what you mean. And like, it's game changer.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you're the only freshman ever to get 37 wins in a season, and you're at the number 2 spot ever, right? In history of being, yeah, I looked it up. That's what you were. Second most wins ever by a Wolverine in history. So what were those moments like, to be able to be so young and do things like that, and to be an All-American, and you're a preseason All-American? When you look back at your career, what are you like thinking? How do you reflect on all of that?
It's actually really surreal. It's something I don't really we were talking earlier, like imposter syndrome. It's kind of like that. I was good in juniors. Like, I was top, whatever, but I never would have imagined it would have been this. Like, I go home to Charleston, and my juniors coach is like, yeah, like, I did not see this coming. I'm not going to lie. And I'm like, I didn't either, honestly. Like, it's been amazing, which I think is partially why I think that this place is so special, because I think maybe if I'd gone somewhere else, it would have been the same. But I think that this place has allowed me to grow and to be pushed and to become all these things. But yeah, I never would have expected it. Like, it means it's just amazing. Like, I don't really still understand how it works.
That's awesome. But I think it's cool too, though, because you've developed into the player that you are now, but you've been able to sustain it since being a freshman. Like, sometimes it takes people a few years, or they start hot and it kind of falls off. Like, you've done it, and it's so cool to watch it, and you still have 2 more seasons to go. So that's really cool. When it comes to your team, you have a small team. There's 10 of you. So what is that dynamic like? And what do you think people might not know about being part of such a small program? Like, what would you tell me? Because I came from a 42-person program, what would you tell me about your experience that's probably different?
I mean, what I would say that would surprise people is that with 10 people, you'd be surprised at the communication issues we can get into.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. It's 10 girls. It's an individual sport that you throw girls onto a team, and you're like, all right, be teammates, but you've never cared about anyone but yourself. So I would say it's something I definitely struggled with as a freshman, and I'm a junior, and we just had a team meeting, I would say 2 weeks ago, and I had to be like, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm a junior. I'm supposed to be helping lead this team, and I've been so individual this fall. Like, I have not been a good example. And so I would say that it's definitely weird because you think you have such a big team and all this, but you guys have always been on a team. So like a 10-person team feels pretty big to us because it goes from 1 to 10.
Wow. So you weren't playing on...
Never.
Wow.
Like I've never played for anyone outside myself. And I would say the other thing is that it's the most amazing thing in the world. I would say that that's also something that has contributed to my success in college is being part of the team and playing dual matches in season. Like I love football games. I love having fun in the fall. Give me a dual match in the middle of February any night of the week, and I'd much rather do that. Like, it is the greatest feeling to be out there with 2 of your teammates next to you because we do 3 on one side, 3 on the other of our facility. Greatest feeling to be out there with them, like all playing for each other, all caring so much. It's just such a different feeling than it ever was in juniors, and I think it definitely contributes to our success as a team because, like, we might have our communication issues, but we do all care about each other so much and want to work through them. That's like... we've always been able to figure it out when it matters and like we'll have the meetings, we'll do the work. But yeah, it's definitely a challenge just because of how individual the nature of the sport is.
And to be able to play for not only just your team, but to play for the Block M, what did it feel like the first time you put on Michigan across your chest and you're like, not only am I putting on a uniform with someone's name across, like an establishment across my chest, but something like Michigan?
It's literally my favorite thing in the world. Like I love if something happens that people be like, Michigan's Piper. I'm like, yeah, like Michigan did that. Like Michigan had the success. Like Julia Fliegner last year had an amazing year. Like she was so amazing. And it's like Michigan's Julia Fliegner is doing this, or like Michigan made the Final Four. Like it's so cool because I love all Michigan sports. Like I love when I'm looking and I'm like, yeah, we won the national championship in football. Like we won the Big Ten in basketball last year. Like I just love going to all the other sports and being like, Michigan's so good. Like how many Big Ten titles? And I'm like, yeah, and we're one of them. That's like, it's literally the coolest thing ever still.
That's so cool. That's awesome. So when you think about this year, what are your goals for your upcoming season? What are you excited about?
I'm excited about a lot of things. I have individual NCAAs in 2 weeks. So I've got some personal goals going into that, but...
what's your goal?
I mean, Julia made Final Four last year, so
that's awesome.
I want to match Jules, but I mean, I really just want to go down there and compete and get myself ready for season. The individuality of the fall has, like I said, like forced me to look into myself more, and I just need to get back to getting ready for January. And then we've got a bunch of new freshmen who are amazing. We've got a pretty young team, like over half underclassmen. So making sure everyone's ready for season. And then our goals are the same as usual, getting to indoors, trying to win indoors. Like my freshman year, we made the finals. Now it's time to win it. Then again, Big Ten championships and then back to the Final Four. Like that's the new standard. We made history last year, but like it's not history anymore.
I remember when you guys did that and we were like, oh my God, women's tennis is in the Final Four. Like this is the coolest thing ever. And that speaks to not just what you're talking about with goals, but being able to be a part of something that's like, we feel proud of. You know what I'm saying? Like people that aren't in your sport, like that's so cool to be.
Oh, 100%. That's like, when they say the Michigan difference, that's the biggest thing that comes to my mind because like everybody supports everybody. Like I remember when you guys were 2 in the country my freshman year and I was like, dude, women's lacrosse is only 2 in the entire country. I was like, and we're 2 in the country. I was like, this is pretty fucking
this
sick.
Is we. Yeah.
I was like, we're both 2 in the country. Like we're better than these other teams. Or like, it's just like, I'll look up in the stands of my match and I have my best friends are on volleyball, on soccer, on field hockey. Like those are my roommates. And I'm just like, it's something that my sister goes to a Big Ten school and she has friends in other sports, but it's not the same community that's here. Like people are traveling to go watch Big Ten tournaments in other cities. Like my roommates are going to the Big Ten tournament. They leave tomorrow in field hockey. I already have the times of the things. I'm like, all right, Big Ten plus, like I've got it. I'll be watching, like I'll be following. I know more about college field hockey than the average person and like wouldn't have it any other way. Like, I feel like that is also part of being part of Block M.
Yeah, that's awesome. So when it comes back to tennis, what do you think athletes, whether it's a tennis athlete or a young woman, what do you think they can learn from how you approach competition or how you approach preparation or resting your body?
The biggest thing I would say with competition is that it's not embarrassing to fail. That I think would probably be something that took me a while to learn, but like to give it everything and fail is much less embarrassing than to try to act too cool, to try to act like you didn't give it everything, to be like, oh, like they got lucky. Like, no, to give it everything and just be like, that person was too good is in 1,000 times more satisfying feeling to walk off that court than to be like, oh, like I could have one. Like I hate that feeling. That's something I never want to feel again. When it comes to resting your body, I'm still not great at it.
No one is.
Recovery's never my strong suit, but I would say it's definitely important. Like I've been lucky when it comes to injury, but like it is something that once we get going, we play like 30 something matches in season. Like it must be a priority.
So what advice, other than this, when it comes to young women trying to get into collegiate tennis or professional, what advice would you give to set them up to be in a position like yourself and doing so well in college?
The wins and the losses really don't matter at a young age. Like I didn't need to be 14 crying every time I lost. I could still learn from this now. Like I'm still 20 crying when I lose. Like I'm the biggest sore loser you've ever seen, but like it's really not at the end of the day what counts. Like it's not the end all be all. Like I lost in like September of this month or like October. And I was like, Ronnie, I'm horrible. I'm so bad. And she started listing off the things I've done and the things I have ahead of me. And I was like, okay, maybe I'm being dramatic.
Yeah.
And it's just like not letting yourself go so up and down because it is so individual. It's like, don't let your confidence be based on the wins and losses. Like let it be based on the work you know you've put in because it just makes the process more enjoyable.
Yeah. It's so funny too that you say that because when I've watched clips of you play and you celebrate so hard after you get a point or things like that, it's so cool to watch. And I think too, it's important to love yourself even when you're losing or not react maybe the same way positive in a negative way that you are when you're cheering after a point. You know what I'm saying? So I think like that's really cool to see you celebrate and to just inspire people after you.
No, I mean, there's definitely still some negativity and like my self-talk's got to improve, but it's fun. I mean, Ronnie likes the energy and it's nice to like, I don't know, football players get praised for their dances in the end zone and I'm nowhere near the hype of a football player, but I'm passionate about what I do. And if I play after school, if it's only 2 more years, like I just want to enjoy every minute if I can.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to watching you celebrate after scoring points and winning matches. So thanks for being here, Piper. This is so much fun. Of course.